Yes, gentlemen, I want to hear what you have to say about this tie. Luka Modric, of course, will be one of the men to watch in today's game. Cedric.
Yeah, I think this is a test for Croatia, bearing in mind that it will be meeting Japan, who are being touted as the underdog, and also to the mere fact that they have seen where Japan has come from. Remember, this is a team that has brought down the likes of Germany, has actually pushed Germany out of this tournament. It's a team that at the end tail of their group, they ended up even beating the likes of Spain. It has presented some of the formula that should be at some point actually tremoring and making Croatia actually to start trickling their progressivity in this particular tournament. I think at this particular level, it's now where a difference of the so-called, I think, the debate that we have had here, experience vis-a-vis the young should come to fore. And Croatia, having remained to this particular tournament with so most experienced player, they need to come and start answering the questions and also the critiques, answers, the questions.
For Croatia, Cedric, eyes of course will be, you spoken about Luka Modric, but there's Kovacic and Brozovic.
That has been the engine all along, by the way. They have been controlled. And remember, this tournament, if you have been watching it keenly, it's always being won at the midfield. If Luka Modric being actually supplemented by Kovacic and Brozovic, and remember, the two of Brozovic and Modric in that midfield, they are being actually touted as the old generation. I think Kovacic at the age of 28 is the one who will be trying to bring that energy is really needed. But we have seen with that 7 years old Luka Modric also racing to occasion when needed. If they click at that particular midfield, then Croatia will be able to maybe torment and try to score goals against Japan.
Htemi, Kramaric, of course, one man that will be expected to fire the goals for Croatia.
If we get the supply from the trio of Luka Modric, Brozovic and Kovacic, definitely he'll score goals. But I remember their game against Belgium, they were just firing blanks and they never got those chances, more so in the first half, apart from that controversial penalty they were given, and then it was disallowed later. But with the Kramaric and that team, we know the goal poacher in him and the instincts. If given the opportunities, the chances, he'll score those goals. He has scored them already in the group stages, and I'm just trying to look forward to increase the tally. And he has already trying to punch above his back and where he is, or rather punching over his weight, and where he is right now, I think he's a man who knows exactly what he wants to do for this team. But as we are all aware, it's not going to be a walk in the park, because the Japanese defense has been compact, and when they decide to defend, they really defend with their bodies on the line, and they're not going to give any room to any maybe imposing strikers, even opposing strikers coming to them. And I feel Kramaric need to use his physicalities maybe to try and penetrate through that compact Japanese defense.
The Japanese defense, of course, Cedric. Also on the Japanese side, there are players that will be looking at probably to see whether they can make a difference. The likes of Kamada, the likes of Kubo, the likes of Minamino. We'll be looking at these players to see whether they can make a change for Japan. What are you expecting?
It has been a so tactical kind of team that you fear even really playing against, given by how it has been fielded its own player. Remember, when going to this World Cup, the likes of Tomiyasu and Minamino were being touted as the Japanese kind of core player that will really carry this team forward and ahead. But we have seen the likes of Ritsu, Don, coming up front. We have seen the likes of Takuma, Asano coming actually to their aid and giving them goal. The likes of Takefusa Kubo did not actually click to the expectation that we had before even the tournament. Maybe Daichi Kamada, but and again, even in their final match against Spain, I saw Daichi Kamada actually being pulled out of the team. It's a team that has got an oil kind of presentation that no one actually can really tell. And you see, playing such kind of a team, it becomes so dangerous, because by the mere fact that you cannot trace this particular player, and the player whom we expect to play, they are warming the bench, it even presents more confusion to a team that is going to face. Remember here, the experienced player that they are going to face, they know how they play. This Japanese team know how the likes of Kramaric play. They know how the likes of Lavaya play in that front three. They know how Perisic runs with the ball in that front three. They will, and again, knowing the defense of this particular Croatian team, because they know how the Gvardiol play at the center back. it's become so difficult even to predict a team that has brought down the likes of Spain, a team that has sent German back home, and it is presenting players that you can't not really read their story or even narrate their history. It will be a game of no kind of prediction that we have had before. And again, going forward, if Croatia does not really bring their A game, remember, Croatia against Belgium.
Yes.
To the mere fact that Belgium is not being liked by Rogers, but and again, Belgium brought the game to the door of Croatia. It almost
the final game.
It almost scored. What I'm trying actually to compare the two is if Croatia can be really touted or tormented to the likes of Belgium, whom are of the same age.
Yes.
What about playing a secret team that you don't really know how to mark their players?
Yes.
It becomes dangerous today.
It's going to be very interesting.
I'll have to disagree with what Cedric is saying. I like Belgium. It's just that the way they're playing is not what they are really giving us the value, because they have quality world-class players, but when they get onto the pitch, it's totally different. They play like maybe Shamahoho team or something of that sort, but it's not the true team of Belgium caliber. That's why maybe we differ with them. But that said and done, I think Japan remains one of the most unpredictable team in this tournament. From what they've already showcased in Qatar, I feel also the unpredictability comes in the name of their tactical approach, whereby their coach Romiyasu Hajimaya definitely is very tough coach to predict, bearing in mind that the last 3 matches he has had different tactical approach, maybe losing the first half, maybe trying to just contain the pressure, and then the second half, the game managing aspect of it, whereby they come in after the second half very energetic with all the tactical approach they have, and then they score, go ahead, and then they shut the game completely. So here, by any chance, they may use the same game plan, whereby maybe they allow the Croatian to enjoy possession the first half, get that goal, and the Japanese will try and ensure they don't concede as many goals as possible in the first half. And when the second half comes, then boom, they'll have to show their game plan, and then they can kill off the game. So they need to be very cautious. The Croatians need to be cautious on how they approach this game, because with the Japanese energy and the never say die attitude, I think it's going to be a thriller in its own.
Yes, a thriller in its own. Now the other round of 16 match that